Hey everybody, it's Kevin here, and something special arrived in the mail. As if we didn't have enough drums going on, take a look what came the other day. Yep, we've got the expansion pack. I got it in the red version, and I bought the cables and splitters so I can show you exactly how to take one of the tom inputs and split the rim and the main trigger signal so we can add on at least the other cymbal. Not sure if I'm going to be able to fit the other pad, but we're going to try like heck. Let's start taking this thing apart and see what we can find. Okay. So, after that little brief interlude, we've got this cymbal in place. It's nice and shiny, fits nicely, the other cymbals don't get in the way, it doesn't get in the way of the pads when I play. The only thing that's interesting is, this is one of the newer ones I've read about, where the mount underneath, these older style ones, have a little L that sticks off the back to keep the cymbal pad from rotating. This one doesn't have that, so we'll see over time if that annoys the hell out of me or whether it really just stays in place. As a auxiliary cymbal, I think it's not going to go anywhere, so that'll be fine. I can't imagine if it was like on the ride cymbal or something, it wouldn't drive me crazy with it spinning all the time, but let's see. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get the cables out and we're going to start splitting. So I'm going to put the camera on a mount and then we'll take a look at that. Okay, we got my parts here. I'm going to do my best to show you what I'm doing here because it's kind of awkward where I am and how the camera's mounted, but I'm going to do my best here. So, I have my parts here. The most important part is the splitter. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that right now. So, on this tom right here, it's only, I'm going to move the camera down so you can see the brain a little bit. Right? On this tom, I don't know if you can see that, but it's lighting up the tom 2 light. But if I hit the rim, it doesn't do anything. So you can see here in the snare, that light is lighting up. And if I hit the rim, the snare and the light and the rim light is lighting up. So that's where we're going to go after. This tom doesn't have the rim trigger because it's only a single pad. We're going to take the cable out of there and we're going to access that rim trigger to put it to our cymbal, okay? So, first things first, I'm going to reach back behind the drum. I'm going to pull the cable. If you remember my other video, the trick to noticing what's going on is this cable is stereo. That's where we're getting our 2 trigger inputs. So we're going to take our stereo splitter, we're going to plug that in. So now, on the ends of these, should be our rim trigger and our tom trigger. I'm not sure which is which. Conveniently, I can just take this and I'll take the red one first. I'm going to plug that in and the input under the drum. Like I said, this is kind of awkward to demonstrate. There we go. What did I get? Oh, look at that. So the red one, you see that? The rim light, it's lighting up. That's our rim trigger. So we know the red is the rim trigger. So I'm going to swap that cable out because I want the black in there. Now I bought 2 of these cables as extension cables, but I'm not going to need 2 of them because this is close enough. So let's say I needed to put both of these to cymbals. I might want to use the extension cable. But instead, I'm just going to be able to plug the black back into this tom, and we're going to let's just double check. Yep, normal service is restored. This is my tom 2. I hit up here, see there's no rim. Now, take one of these extension cables. It's a little long, so I'm just gonna peel off some of it here, so it's not hanging all over the kit. Although I say that, and I'll end up having most of it extended. Alright, so now, let's go find that red piece. There it is. Can you see that? Red piece. Not the best cinematography in the world here, but it's a really awkward position. So now that we have that plugged in, drop that behind. Pull the camera up a little bit. Point it over there. So now I'm going to take the other end and I'm going to route it down, back up. Where is that symbol input? Right there. And now, oh, magic. Now, when I hit that symbol, watch the rim light light up. There we go. So now we have that triggered from the rim input that was not being used because we used our splitter now. We can now access that rim input that was on that tom. And now we've taken that rim input and put it up here to our new symbol pad. So now that we've done that, I can now come into the brain. And if you watch my other video, again, it's a lot easier to see on the other video, but here I am. I'm going to go up to and I'm going to step through. Sorry, my big fat hand's in the way. There we go. There's our MIDI note. Our MIDI note right now, it's sending us 47. All right, let's send this MIDI note as 29 for reasons. All right, and we're going to hit save on kit 38. Okay. So what did we say that was? There we go. Again, not the best quality sound here, but now, oh yeah, that's nice. All right, so here, I'm back here at the kit. I have Mainstage up and running. If you haven't watched my other video on how you program the MIDI channels on it, the first part of using Mainstage, I really strongly encourage you to go back and watch that one so you know how you can modify any one of the pads, what MIDI note it's sending. In that video, I have a link to this document here from Apple, which basically gives you all the sounds that Mainstage provides in their drums. In this one, just to start. And basically, way down here at the bottom, there's a crash right stop and a crash left stop. And the right stop, if you count down, I have some numbers in here, that's F0 or MIDI note 29. And so I've programmed that symbol to the MIDI note 29, so it's triggering that crash right stop, which clearly is a very slow choke. It's kind of weird. But I could program that to almost anything if I wanted to have a hi-hat or a bell. If I fire up something like Superior Drummer, I have even more control over it because in Superior Drummer, which I will do a video on at some point, Superior Drummer, for any item that you pick, for example, this symbol right here doesn't have everything implied. I'm going to put in a 10-inch splash, and I'm going to tell it that I want 29. So now, I get a nice little splash symbol when it's up there. The nice thing about Superior Drummer and BFD is instead of being mandated as to which notes you have to use, you can be far more flexible. And so you can set your kit to a kind of a standard. So I set the kit to the Mainstage standard, and then in Superior Drummer, I just created a MIDI mapping for all the drums and cymbals that I want to use, and that way I don't have to switch very often between my kits, because remember, if you watch that first video, you can make multiple kits where a different pad can send a different MIDI number for different user kits so that you can have multiple configurations, so that 1 minute the rim of the snare is a rim shot and another minute it's a stick click. So that's one of the beauties of using this. You can see I have that's using the Mainstage kit, and then great sounding stuff. I'll do a video on Superior Drummer 3 first, but really this video again is just to show how now that I've added another trigger to this, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cymbals plus the hi-hat mounted on this kit, plus 5 toms, a snare with a dual trigger, so snare and rim, plus the bass drum. This all from a kit that out of the box with a coupon code you can get for $325 to $350. It's pretty amazing. Like I said, by default, that expansion kit should go into the Tom 4 and the Symbol 3 plugin, and you can clearly see we've gone way far and beyond that. So that's how you do it step by step. I hope this is super helpful for you. Let me know if you've expanded your kit. If you have any questions, I'd love to see all the comments. And please also, I've added a new Instagram channel as well. Be great if you follow that for more updates as I do things, take quick pictures or quick videos. As you probably know, making these videos with all these different inputs takes a long time for editing, whereas Instagram, I can take a quick little snap or a quick little video and post it up real quick. So I hope to see you there as well. The link is in the description. Until then, I'll catch you later.